If you are a woman over 35 and you have been told you have hypothyroidism, you are taking your medication, your numbers on paper look fine, but you are still exhausted, gaining weight, losing your hair, you feel like your metabolism is working against you, and your doctor is telling you that everything is normal, I need you to watch this entire video. First of all, because I have hypothyroidism like you, and second of all, because nobody is talking about how cortisol and your thyroid are linked. And until you understand this connection, you're going to be treating one and leaving the other one to the side when the other one is making this one worse. And today I'm going to show you how high cortisol suppresses your thyroid function. We will be talking about why your thyroid medication alone is not enough and what actually is going to support your metabolism for you to be able to release that extra weight. Before we get into it, I am Selene, certified holistic nutritionist and creator of the Confident 40s method. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism over 20 years ago, and my prescription was 295 micrograms back then, and now it's only 25 micrograms. And also, I have zero symptoms. I do remember how exhausted I was, how I was gaining weight really fast, how my body felt like it was working against me instead of with me. I also remember how relieved I felt when I got it diagnosed, because I thought, now I know what it is, the doctors are going to help me to fix it. But what I got instead was a pill with a just get used to it. This is your life from now on. No explanation of why it had happened. No discussion of what else could be happening underneath. Just a pill and a goodbye. I do remember very clear after that doctor's appointment, sitting in my car, crying a lot and making the decision of, I am going to fix this no matter what. What I eventually understood after years of studying my own body was that my thyroid was not the origin problem. It was my nervous system. My cortisol had been elevated for years through restriction, through grief, and through the relentless pressure I have been putting on my body for years. And that chronically high cortisol was suppressing my thyroid function from the inside. And understanding the root cause is what took me from having all the crazy symptoms of hypothyroidism to having none today, even though then I was only in my 30s and right now I'm 48. And that's what I want to help you understand today. So let's talk about what's going on between your cortisol and your thyroid. Your thyroid and your stress system are talking to each other constantly. So when we are under a lot of stress, we already know our cortisol goes up. And high cortisol directly suppresses the production of thyroid hormones. In simple words, the more stress, the more cortisol, and your thyroid starts declining. But it doesn't stop there. High cortisol also interferes with the conversion of T4, our inactive thyroid hormone, to T3, that is the active hormone that we need for metabolism, energy, and a lot of other functions. This conversion typically happens in our liver, but excess cortisol in our system actually impairs that process. The result, in paper, everything looks fine. You have enough thyroid hormone, but in reality, your cells are not getting enough of the active thyroid hormone to work. Your metabolism starts running slow, your energy is depleted, and this creates a reinforcing loop. Lower thyroid hormone availability stresses your body more, and what happens? More cortisol. So love, listen to this. Your metabolism isn't broken. It is being blocked. And the thing doing the blocking is cortisol. Now, I want to talk about thyroid medication. And by the way, I'm not here to tell anybody to stop their medication. Please don't you ever do that without talking to your doctor. But here is what medication doesn't do. It does not address why your thyroid is not working properly, because thyroid medication is not fixing your thyroid. It's just giving you the hormone or the raw material, meaning the T4, that your thyroid is not producing to be converted into T3. And of course, thyroid medication does not lower your cortisol and does not regulate your nervous system. And that's why you're taking the pill. In paper, your numbers look better, but you still feel the same. And yes, you're not losing the weight. And you have to hear again from your doctor, you're fine. Your numbers are okay. So the medication is working because it's giving you the T4 that you're not producing, but it's not fixing the other piece that is the stress and the cortisol. And the whole picture requires both. Managing your thyroid at a hormonal level and even taking medication if it's needed, but also addressing the high cortisol and the nervous system dysregulation that is actually preventing your thyroid from work properly. This is exactly what my client Cindy was experiencing. She has been in thyroid medication for the past 15 years. She was still exhausted, gaining weight, losing her hair, and no matter what she did, she could not feel better. And every time she went back to the doctor said, look, your numbers look fine. You are okay. But when we look at the whole picture, what she was eating, how she was moving, her stress levels, of course, cortisol came back very high. And her nervous system, by the way, was completely in survival mode. So instead of let's eat less and work out more, that is what everybody tells you, we start nourishing her body. We began to regulate her nervous system. And as soon as 2 weeks later, she had lost 12 pounds. By the way, that was a lot of inflammation and water, of course. And her energy levels were better. She said that she didn't have cravings anymore, that she didn't feel bloated. And within 6 months, her hair stopped falling. She was on the weight that she wanted to be, and she felt good. She felt healthy. And yes, her thyroid function also improved and her medication went down. So the lesson from this is when you remove the things and are not letting your body work properly, your body start working, because this body is a perfect machine. So let me give you the 3 things that are going to make the biggest difference. The first thing is sleep. Sleep is one of the most powerful cortisol regulating tools. So the exhaustion you are feeling when your thyroid is not functioning properly is not just being tired. It's actually your cells not getting enough energy to maintain your metabolism. Sleep is when your body repairs your system. And by the way, sleep is needed, just like eating, just like going number 2. It's part of what our body needs to function properly. The second thing is going to support your raw materials, so that T4 and then to be converted to T3. How we do that? Selenium, super important. Iodine, be very careful if you have Hashimoto's and always check with your doctor. Also zinc, and guess what? Eating enough. Yes, I'm going to talk about protein again. We have to eat enough. We need to have our 30 grams of protein each meal. And the third one is going to be consistent nervous system regulation. So yeah, those tools that may sound silly to you, the breathing, the tapping, the humming, my love, those are needed to keep you calm, to keep your body safe, and to be able to release that extra weight that I know is driving you crazy. These are not nice extras. These are non-negotiable things. Every tool I have shared across this series, the protein first thing in the morning, the nervous system regulation tools, the movement for your body instead of against your body, all of these are directly supporting your HPA axis. And when HPA axis is regulated, guess what is regulated too? Your cortisol. And when your cortisol comes down, this suppression to your thyroid begins to lift. Your metabolism picks up. You start releasing the extra weight. You don't feel as tired. You feel less bloated. Your hair stops falling out. And your thyroid start working with you and for your body instead of against you. Your thyroid is not failing you. It is just responding to a system that has been under way too much pressure for way too long. Give your system what it needs and start working the way it should. So if you had a thyroid diagnosis, you are taking your medication and you still feel like nothing is changing, I want you to listen to this. You are not imagining it. Your thyroid and your cortisol are on a daily conversation, and if that communication breaks, your thyroid function breaks with it. Understanding that connection is not about rejecting your medication. It's about adding the missing piece that way your body can work the way it should. And if this video helped something clicked for you, let's share it with that friend of yours that you know she has hypothyroidism as well, and she is as confused as you were until today, because she needs to hear this too. And that way we can help more women like you and I. And if you're ready to see the entire picture of what's going on with you, just book a weight loss audit call with me. See you there, and see you tomorrow on the next video.